Hello, everyone, and welcome into more Ticket to Ride here on the Sorcerer Network. My name is Sorcerer Matt. We are getting back to 300 Elo. I've been trying to get back to that here. I've been having a rough go. Part of it is I've gotten experimental, but some of it is I've been playing bad as of late in certain cases. So these three, the top three here, are pretty slam dunk. Now, the question here is, I, excuse me, I think I just stick with these three. I think that I'm spreading myself too thin if I go with these two, because with these three, I kind of just have to work mostly east to west, whereas if I gotta get down to Phoenix, then I gotta prioritize a bunch of Phoenix things. I don't love that. There's enough here that I'm gonna have to prioritize. I don't think that's worth the risk, especially when it's a 7 point and 11 point. The 11 points is borderline. I think I think maybe I could have gotten away with saying, all right, you know what, we got to get into Oklahoma City. That's two uh, routes away from Phoenix. Okay, so maybe I'm now kind of backtracking a little bit, and I should have grabbed it. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm I'm okay with this. Okay, we are definitely gonna go and grab these things first, and then we're kind of looking for yellow, orange, red, black. So probably I'm gonna feel okay doing this, especially because nobody reacted to that. I'm okay. I'm okay. Slow rolling a little bit now because red played there. I probably will go ahead and grab Vancouver to Seattle just to make sure. Even though I would love to grab two black here, it's definitely worth that. Okay, all right. So yellow grabbing Portland to Salt Lake. It's making me very glad that I'm not trying to get to Salt Lake. And this is kind of what I'm talking about here, where it's like, okay, I needed to prioritize these things up here, and now I would be pressured to try to get Salt Lake and also Los Angeles to Phoenix, or Phoenix to Santa Fe, I guess. I don't know. The Phoenix one, I probably could have came at it from the east and been okay, but that's fine. I do see yeah, see, this is great. This is validating my decision, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't have to worry about it. When you see red grabbing black and green, I'm wondering if red's got like a Portland to Houston. I wonder if this week we can make it to 300 elo. I think I'm gonna make that a goal here. I'm gonna make that a goal. Okay, let's just go off the top because we do just need some stuff. If it's not red, black, orange, or yellow, I'm not grabbing it. There's not really a reason for me to take it. All right, excellent. Excellent. Well, these are nice. I like these cards. All right, I'm happy to grab a couple yellow. Actually, I would rather have the black. Though it seems like I'm not going to have to rush as much the Northeast as sometimes I usually do. Okay, that's fine. Probably red is grabbing yellow to go San Francisco, Los Angeles. Assuming purple. My goodness, why do I have so many problems with colors? Green, purple's not even a color in this. Green is grabbing this to go down to Miami. My goodness. So, I am thinking I'd love to get some more orange here. I'm not as worried about red because I only need 3. I'm not as concerned. Great. Nobody really needs blue. Oh, we're grabbing wilds. Okay. What is yellow all hot and bothered about getting? Maybe into Vegas? Yeah, see, I would have liked one of those black cards. Yeah, I don't love that everyone's kind of grabbing the exact same stuff that I'm grabbing. Makes it a lot more difficult. Okay. So this now, yeah, say Vegas. Makes sense. This now we can grab Seattle to Helena. And honestly, probably Pittsburgh to Chicago as well. I think green's going to be down in the southern part of the map, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, we're going to do this. Excellent. I'm going to love the points that we're going to get here. Oh. Yeah, I'm really liking that I did not have to do anything in Salt Lake. And even Phoenix, like I'm happy with how this board played out where it very much looks like the right decision. Now, I mean, I'm praising myself here for what a fantastic play when it's just as likely that a bunch of people are over here in the Northeast and nobody's in the Southwest, and I could have had free reign. So some of it is definitely luck, but I mean, if you play Ticket to Ride at all, there's luck. Luck is involved. The key to winning a lot of games like this, where there are luck elements to it, is making it so you aren't as at risk for the unlucky things to happen. All right, red. Red's just kind of hanging out there. But yeah, yellow has gotten 3 of the 4 or 5 routes coming in and out of Salt Lake, so that's nice. Okay. So, because green played there, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I have 3 wilds. Let's not monkey around, so to speak. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, I love that those orange stuck around. I just now realized that red also grabbed New York to Washington. And I know they grabbed that, like, ages ago. So, that's slightly annoying, but actually not really all that annoying, to be honest with you. Because I needed to go Duluth to Omaha anyway, and now we can just get into Chicago that way. I am thinking of grabbing Pittsburgh to New York just to open up some routes and block other people from grabbing that. Because it would open up Boston and Montreal to us. Okay. All right. Wow. Red's going on a journey here, man. Holy cats. So, I think this is correct here. So I wonder if yellow has, like, the Portland to Vancouver, which, if that was the case, I would have just said... I would have just punted on that one. Okay. I think that I definitely want to grab the 1 here. But then... I probably am drawing. My opponents are really spread out. Like, everyone is really spread out. Like, it's I mean, green is the least spread out, and even they've got some ground to make up. Okay. So, I mean, do I think that we could feasibly get San Francisco to Washington here? I mean, I think the answer is yes. And, I mean, honestly, outside of Montreal to Raleigh, all these other ones suck. So, yeah, whatever. What could possibly go wrong? You know, we just need 5 pink, even though we just got rid of 1. But we have a wild. And, of course, someone's grabbing pink. But that's fine. I guess part of this, too, is I'm not really that concerned about... Oh, of course, when I go off the top, I would have grabbed a pink. Anyone really grabbing that? Because that would be yellow. Green's not grabbing that. Now, yellow grabbing a pink, I don't like. Because yellow's the big competition here. Okay, wilds are perfectly okay. Because the one risk of this is I really don't have a great in to San Francisco outside of... I mean, I suppose I could, like, go Los Angeles to Phoenix to Denver to Hawaii. Like, we're getting real... We're reaching. Okay, there's a pink. Oh, all right. Okay, that was a big draw. I still can't believe how spread out my opponents are. Like, man, going Vancouver and trying to connect up a route to Miami, unless that was just a literal, I'm just grabbing this to block, which that seems rather ballsy. So I'm going to go ahead and take a turn here and a couple turns here to grab some of these things that I need through the middle of the map. I'm feeling less pressure right now because I got the 2 pink. Now, I would like to see a wild or a pink on board for me to grab. And the other thing we got to watch here is red kind of just being done with the game. Because I'm assuming that's what red's going to do. Okay, I am going to use green. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I suppose at this point, too, like, I really should have looked at grabbing Raleigh to Charleston just to screw up what red is doing, because red needs like red needed like the perfect storm to get this done, and they already got rerouted because of green grabbing Houston to New Orleans. Yeah, that may have been I may have needed to be more defensive in this one. However, having San Francisco to Washington, and this also does not look like a game where I'm going to have to compete with someone who decides I'm going to draw a ton of tickets. So, yeah, I'm feeling good about this. Okay, so green has connected everything. So green I don't think was as spread out as some of the others. I think red will connect everything as well. I'm not sure about yellow. Okay. I mean, at this point, I have the 3 yellow for Los Angeles. I don't think I want to do Los Angeles to Calgary at this point, because I would need 4 of something, and I want to use obviously the 3. I don't think there's any reason to be greedy here. There's 0 reason to be greedy. I suppose I could do New York to Atlanta if I really wanted to, but again, why? I think we just take the 16 points and call it good. It looks like yellow's going to do it. I think this is fine. So one of the things, what you're seeing is one of the issues with taking routes that are spread out. So kind of going full circle. Love it when I don't plan things but they work. Is okay. Let's say had I grabbed Phoenix and the Salt Lake routes at the beginning. Well, then I'm just occupying more of my time trying to get those routes done. And that's what you're seeing right now with my opponents. None of them have drawn any more tickets. They aren't, and if they do draw tickets, they're not going to have a ton of game or time or trains left. So just resources in order to actually do anything. So, okay, yellow completes all this. Great for yellow. I mean, very much could have Vegas to Miami and Vancouver to Denver and a Portland to Vancouver maybe, or a, it could very much have good stuff, but has spent so much time getting all this other stuff done that it's ultimately not going to matter. And I'm feeling okay kind of pushing my advantage here. And, I mean, man, I know this is a bit of a risk here. But, again, like, I need a pair and a pair to get these 2 tickets. Or I guess another pair. And I have all of that in hand. Why the heck not? And if I lose out on the 7-point one, so be it. But I can guaranteed get New York to Las Vegas, assuming no one grabs Vegas to Los Angeles here. I'm assuming that either yellow or red are going to end the game, so maybe this was a mistake to grab the Dallas route, but I don't know. I think with where we're at, I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Yeah, I just both red and yellow have just spent their whole game doing this, and now, okay, they're choosing destination tickets, but they're essentially getting to a point where they have to hit things that they already have, otherwise they're not going to get it. Whereas we were able to we were still pretty spread out, but take a little bit more of a consolidated route, and then look what we were able to do. We were able to draw 3 more times, grabbing some big tickets, and we had the time and resources to be able to get to these other locations. So instead of wasting the whole game scrambling to get all over the board, we were able to see how the board fell, take strategic steps to be able to complete more higher value tickets, and because neither yellow or red did anything this turn, there's a high likelihood now, unless green cannot end the game, we're going to complete all of these tickets. Again, barring we know green will not grab Pittsburgh to New York, so that's great. Barring 2 people grab Oklahoma City to Dallas, which, again, the chances of that are rather low. So that's often when grabbing tickets, it can be so tempting to go, all those tickets seem so perfect, where it was oh man, I'm going to I'm already into Portland. I can just hop down to Phoenix. I'm in Oklahoma City. Oh, I can get up to Calgary, but it saved us so much time. And because of that, we were able to kind of go into a really nice game here. Now, I would kind of have liked this to be the final turn, but now I'm getting nitpicky. I will be grabbing a pair and making sure that I can end this game, because what I do not want to have happen is my opponents to luck into too many things. Yeah, see, I don't like this. I'm still drawing tickets now. Now, I mean, the chances of them, the more they draw, the chances of them hitting something become less. I think? I don't know. Oh, green. Green. I mean, I hate to do nothing, but I'm definitely not drawing tickets here. There's no reason to draw tickets. There's zero reason to draw here. I mean, it's going to feel great if I would hit something, but it's going to feel terrible if I don't. And assuming red does not draw any tickets, I have the 15-point bonus. See, I wonder if red grabs something. I wonder if red grabs something into like Vancouver or something like that. That's a good move by green there to block off both yellow and red from that. So, okay, so there's a chance that I do not have the 15-point bonus here, because red could grab multiple tickets. Okay, so I will at least tie the 15-point bonus, which I am A-okay with. Okay, so what do we got here? Hey, red missed out on a couple of them. I'll bet they grabbed. Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Okay, so green. Okay, that's a nice route by green. I think that's a good game by green. I'm feeling pretty confident that we've got this one in the bag, though. I'm feeling pretty confident about that, considering that we have all, besides Duluth to Dallas, all huge tickets. Okay, so yellow misses. There's Vegas to Miami. That makes sense. Yep, there's Vancouver to Portland. Okay, I have some thoughts. So 194 points. We don't have longest train. I think red does, to be honest with you. Though 34 is not the worst here. Okay, so this is where I see some flaws here. Green played just fine. I don't really have any problems with how green played outside of honestly, no. I don't really have that much problem with how green played. I think green just probably needed a couple more tickets to bounce their way. Red, I'm pretty sure the 3 tickets that they drew, or the 3 tickets that they completed, were the ones they drew first. Just based on how they were, because they started up in Seattle and also started in New York. Now, so I don't mind this route, but then I'm assuming they were just grabbing a bunch of stuff and we're gonna... Okay. I think this is exactly what I was talking about, where I think that all of these tickets were grabbed because they were just the lowest scoring ones. Maybe I think Vancouver to Santa Fe might have been grabbed later, and with the idea that, hey, I'm one away and I can just go up to Vancouver, Seattle, and then green grabbed that, and that ruined that. But I think the other 3 were grabbed because they're the lowest point total ones. And this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. Red goes through all this, gets this really long route. It's really great, except Red now does not have the resources to get anywhere else. So you go, oh, well, they're really close to Nashville and Atlanta, and they're really close to Sault Ste. Marie and Nashville to New York and all this great stuff. That's so great. They don't have the resources, and in some cases got blocked out of it. So that's all fine and dandy, but you can't lose 4 tickets. Though I do think the Vancouver to Seattle was a block by green, but in the grand scheme of things did not matter. Yellow, I'm sorry. If you lose out on the Portland to Seattle to Vancouver route and you have Vancouver to Portland, there's no reason to try to bend over backwards to get that one. This would have been a situation where I would have said, I'm not doing Vancouver to Portland. I'm just going to go Vegas to Miami, St. Louis to Miami. And I don't know what their other tickets were. Vancouver to Portland might have been just the one that they had to grab. But the St. Louis to Miami, Vegas to Miami makes sense to me. The other ones, look how much time was wasted just connecting 2 points. Yes, you get some points with the routes. But in this case, I mean, okay, cool, you got the points of the routes. You lost by over 100 points. It just... The route of 2 is really, really great if you already have that or already have something running through it and it just is an extra ticket. Otherwise, literally losing 2 points, it means nothing. Should have just punted on it, said I'm doing Vegas to Miami and St. Louis to Miami, and then tried to draw into some other stuff. All right. Very long, my thoughts on this, but you can kind of see, 109 points with destinations. The next closest person had 64. That's pretty nice. We also were extremely efficient in our train cards, only collecting 40, and it was not like, I guess I don't need to go back to here, we were very much on par with, everyone else. It wasn't like we collected less train cards and then also didn't play as many. Interesting that, we were second to last on average claimed route length, but I mean, it's not like we were bad and it didn't matter. Really nice that we only had that we had 34, and then kind of here was the big difference too. We drew 4 additional ones. Second place only drew 1. Fourth place only drew 1, and then we know that Red had their problems. So I am always very wary when things are too spread out, and so that's something where in the beginning when we were looking at that, we kind of kept some good tickets that were more along a similar line. I think that's why Green had a more successful game. They started with things that are more on a similar line. This was a really interesting one to kind of analyze. So I apologize for the. I'm not apologizing. Why am I apologizing for a long-winded explanation? That's what if you're still listening to this, that's what you're here for. So hey, if you're still listening to this and you haven't just like stopped playing video, shout out to you. You are really enjoying the Ticket to Ride here. So again, I'm not apologizing for that. That was great analysis by me. I'm gonna have some confidence in myself. You should have confidence in yourself too, because you are good at something. That is, I don't know what that is, but you're good at it. So that's my motivating words for the day. And now I will end this video by saying hit that subscribe button and comment and like. I so enjoy reading all that stuff. It's really, really fun. And we'll see you next time. Do 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 do.